Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another travel vlog. I hope you guys are good. I hope you're being good. I hope you stay good. So today we're traveling to Tsave, that is in the Chiredzi district. So we're gonna use Mashingo Road. That's the one we're using for this trip. So I'm just gonna show you our trip, the toll gates we passed through, the towns, the mini towns we passed through, and just what we're seeing on the road. I hope you guys enjoy it because I've noticed that you guys love this type of videos, so I'm going to keep serving you this type of videos. Okay, so while you guys are watching this video, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, this story, guys, I want you guys to be the judge. Okay, I want you guys to be the judge, and let me know, like, like uriwe waita say, if you were the girl, if you were the guy, what would you have done? Because guys, I'm still livid up to this point. I'm angry, I am triggered. Okay, so set scene. We have a couple, right? We're gonna name them Tafaza and Melo, right? Tafaza and Melo have been dating for the past 7 years, and okay, so Tafaza and Melo are dating, everything is cool, 7 years, chichichi, you know how it is, those old relationships, they would like high school or maybe college type of vibe, right? And then Tafaza and a roommate, so we'll call the roommate Grace, right? So Tafaza anga achigarana Grace, and you know how it is, like, obviously Melo wasn't so comfortable that Tafaza is staying with a girl, he's rooming with a girl. Like, what do you mean? Why are you rooming with a girl? Sure, you are rooming with a girl, right? So she was always, always just, her spider senses were always up when she would go to the house or whatever, and she was not cool with Melo was not cool with Grace, right? And Grace was just good people, guys. She was vibes. She was just, anga's not pressure, and I was life and all that. And Melo anga's face. No, I mean Grace. Sorry, guys. Grace. So Melo is staying with Tanaka, right? They are best friends, they are roommates, right? It's everything cool, right? And then Tafaza is staying with Grace, right? So Tafaza is rooming with a girl, right? Now I think we are all up to speed, right, with the dynamics, right? So it so happened, Kuti, you know how it is when you are looking for greener pastures. Tafaza was not really working a fancy job or whatever, so he was looking for greener pastures. He only had an undergrad degree, so he was looking for opportunities, either a job or a PhD or whatever it is. So he had applied, like, for a very long time, looking for funding, sponsorship and stuff, and he wasn't lucky for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, Tafaza has good news, right? Tafaza got placement, let's say in a university in Canada, right? So Tafaza, he's going to Canada. He's so happy. And then he goes to tell his girlfriend, right? He goes to tell Melo. Now Melo, she has her own news. Melo sits down and Tafaza is like, I have something to tell you. And then Melo is like, oh, me, I also have something to tell you, but I think I know where our conversation will go with what I have to tell you. And then, okay, Tafaza is like, okay, you go first. Then Melo is like, well, I just discovered that I'm pregnant, and knowing our routine for the past 7 years, you've always said, Kuti, I don't want to marry someone. I don't want to marry now, and whoever is going to get pregnant for me, I have to marry, because I don't want my child to grow up without me, right? So knowing that you are not financially stable right now, I'm going to do what we have been doing for the past 7 years. I'm going to abort. Now Tafaza is like, no, wait, and I have something to tell you. I'm going to Canada. And then now it's already like, okay, so Twitter say, because you are saying you are going to Canada, Melo is saying I'm pregnant, so Juno Famba say. But Tafaza was like, no, just hold on to that decision. I'm still thinking about it, right? Right. And then Tafaza left. They were at Melo's house. Then he left. He went home. Then he got there, and then he said Abambo Funga, and he's like, but anyway, now we've been together with this girl for 7 years. Let me tell her to keep the baby, right? She can keep the baby. I'll go to Canada, and then he was supposed to do 4 years. I think it was he got a PhD, so he was gonna do 4 years, and then he would come back, right? So it's like, no big deal. I can just go, come back, and marry her, right? So he calls his girl, right? And then he tells her, Sha, I want you to keep this baby, okay? You can keep the baby, and then I will come back and marry you. Now, Melo is thinking, boy is gonna be gone for like 4 years. And what if he goes and finds another girl? What will happen to me? So she's bringing out her own argument. Sha, what if you go to Canada and then you find your soulmate? Like, how are we going to fambisa that issue now? What if you don't come back, and you decide you want to stay in Canada, And Melo is also saying, I am a firstborn daughter, and I don't want to disappoint my parents. I don't want to be a bad example for my siblings. So I can't keep this baby. You can't do that to me. You can't do garanchauya to me, because it won't work. What will I tell my parents that the guy is in Canada, he's gonna come back? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? No. And now Melo, she's on the phone, they're talking, and then it's not making sense for her. But the guys, keep the baby. Melo is like, nah. Then he drops the call. In fact, she drops the call, right? Okay. Then Tafaza has a conversation na Grace, his roommate, right? Then he's telling Grace, Sha, in Wuza Melody, keep the baby. I'm gonna come back for you. Like, she's the love of my life, guys. I've been with this girl for 7 years. There's no way I'm gonna do her dirty. And then we have Roni. I sort of understand where she's coming from, because what if plus, why is it all of a sudden 5 abortions later you now want her to keep the baby, but you're leaving the country? Make it make sense, right? And then it's like Maya, right? In the meantime, Melo arikumba kwake, she's talking to her best friend, Tanaka, right? Tanaka, she's like, Sha, this guy is telling you to keep the baby. Why don't you just keep the baby? Melo is like, nah, Shamare, you know my mom, you know my family, you know the setup in my family. I can't do that. My siblings, angu, it won't work, this and that. Oh my gosh. And then Tanaka tries, Tanaka really tries. She's like, she advises, you see, we are already older. You're almost 30, and this guy loves you. I really think he's gonna come back for you. But Melo is hellbent. She's like, I am not keeping this baby. You will not convince me to keep this baby. Plus, Besa Abba, he didn't want a baby. Why is it all of a sudden now he wants a baby but he's leaving the country? It doesn't make sense. So Melo is like, I'm not listening to anybody. She does her own thing. Right, guys. Melo ya aita zvaita that very night, right? Apa mukomana angambomti, just hold on to the decision, utozonyatso kutaura. But she dropped the call on him, remember? Then Tafaza in the middle of the conversation na Grace, roommate yake, angosumuka out, no, reka ndiende kumba kwa Melo, reka ndiende izvezvi. Then he left, right? Asvika kugodza pamba, avavhura dona Melo. Melo akuti, uri kudei, what do you want? Yes, zvangwini unoautikana mfesa kuti kwewe ndanchikufonera, you're not picking my calls, what's going on? Ndandisinaona ma-missed calls ako. Zvikanzi anyway, ndauya kukumbira, please tingatoenda unoona your family, as soon as possible. Just please usabvise nhungu iyi. please do not abort this baby. Hanzina Melo, what baby? Guys, what baby? Tafaza, what do you mean, what baby? My baby, the baby you're carrying. Melo's like, oh, there's no baby anymore. Guys, I'm telling you, the shock on Tafaza's face was the betrayal. Like that, he felt betrayed. He felt robbed. He felt all kinds of things. He just looked at her like, you are not serious. You better be kidding. And Melo was looking like, bro, I am very serious and I am not kidding. Guys, Tafaza was just there like, yo. The guy was heartbroken. Kumana was heartbroken. Kumana was heartbroken. Like, you could tell that this guy is shattered. Like, he was already planning, man, because anga to solution. No, we can go see her family, blah blah blah, and then I'll just do my rights, and then pandozozoka to gadzirisa zvinhu, but bebakaenda kanita zvake zvemusoro wake. Bebakati sha ukushokeka chi. This is like abortion number aniataita. This shouldn't be an issue. Takambwabot sha enda kuCanada paunodzoka tozotangira ipapo. Tafaza akapera power, vangovhura door, vabuda mumamelo, vangobuda. He was out of there. Then he went home. He got home. Grace is there. Grace is like, bro, what's up? He's just down. And then she just grabs a drink, and then she gives him. It's like, what happened? And then he started crying. Oh, she aborted the baby. Hey, that's my baby. She aborted my baby. Oh, the guy was crying. And naturally, Grace comforted him, right? Sorry, sorry. Right. Then the guy's like, you know what? Inini na Melo, I think I'm done with her, because this, I cannot forgive this. I had specifically told her to keep this baby, but she did so like, I'm not gonna forgive her, But we are like, no, you guys have been together for years. Just give it time, Just give it time. These things, they happen, and all. Tafaza was like, nah. Inini I don't want her anymore. Like, even if she comes crying or begging, I'm not taking her back, because this is the pits of betrayal. Like, I can't, So Grace is like, okay, yeah, you know what, my guy, it's fine, it's your life. Anyway, you are leaving in a month's time, so chitongo sota zvakochi since urubaya still fatibu ndva Melo manje ndakazona dzabhaiza manje sanza kutira ufonera mukomana mukomana akasingabatiki mukomana airamba kudaira mafoni achiignore. He was ignoring her calls, her texts, everything. Like, he was literally truly done, right? Then of course the boy is down, right? The boy is down, but Grace is there. They're cool, they're buddies. They used to drink together, play games together, same housemates, that type of vibe. Then there's this one day, right? Grace akapa Tafaza a tip, like, I'm forgetting what was it exactly, but it was something that made life easier for Tafaza. And he was really happy, was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I didn't even think about this, And then Tafaza gave Grace a kiss, like a kiss on the lips, like a kiss on the lips, like a mwah. In fact, it was a kiss. Yeah, I think it was guys. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Like a kiss, bro. So Grace is like, okay. She was taken aback because this has never happened before. So she just was like, okay, what the hell? And then then she was like, you kissed me. And it's like, yeah, so yeah, Tafaza acted as if there's no pressure, no pressure, we're buddies, we're cool like that. So Grace was just like, yeah. And guys, side note, one thing I didn't say was that Tafaza was a fine nigga. This boy was fine, angakanaka, built, body, everything. This guy was handsome, okay? Like, yeah, he was proper. So naturally, I think Grace you know. So unongo chungo try usazviona kuti this guy is handsome. Unongo because munane muno, you know the vibe. So she had, just friend zoned herself. They'd friend zoned each other, and she had, it made sense. But this kiss, guys, Grace was just like, whoa, it sparked something. Mind you, this guy is now single in quotes, right? He's now single in quotes. So the next day, Gracie, she couldn't forget. She couldn't forget that kiss. She couldn't forget it. So Grace was like, nah, let me do this. So she wore one nice little number, like a dress, nice, very cute dress. She wore that very short, very cute dress. And then she went and knocked on Tafaza's door. She knocked, and then she hid on the side of the wall. There was a pillar in the house, so that's where she hid. Then Tafaza opened the door. He's like, why are you knocking? Why are you hiding when you've just knocked? And then he started to look for her, and then he found her. And then my oh my, girl was looking fire. Then she literally jumped at him. When he found her, she literally jumped at him and started kissing him. And then Tafaza was like, yo, whoa, what's happening? And then she's like, but I thought she's like, I thought the kiss yesterday. It's like, no, but that was just normal. Like, that was just, it was a kiss, yeah, but it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. You and I, we're cool like that. It's not that deep. But she's like, yo, I'm a woman, and you can't just kiss a woman and think it's gonna slide. And then he's like, Asha, no. Then she literally, I feel like she literally seduced and used reverse psychology. It's like, don't you think I'm beautiful? Don't you think I'm sweet? I'm sexy? Like, what's wrong with me? Is there anything wrong with me? Boy took that as a challenge. And well, the rest is history, guys. The rest is history. So it happened that night, right? That once it happened. Now, the next day, they are cool. Everything is fine. It's all vibes, they're back to being their roomy selves, and but they're playing games, they're being cutesy and sweetie with each other, that kind of vibe when people are down it, what I'm saying? So that very day, but they're playing a game there in their house. Remember Melo? Melo is still there. She still exists, and she's still trying to talk to Mkomana. Melo comes to the house. She knocks. She gets in, and then she kneels down. Then Grace is like, "Oh, that's my cue. I'm gonna leave you guys to talk." Then she went to her room. Then Melo is there. She's eyeballs, tears, and she's crying. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, this and that. When you come back, we can get married and try to have kids again. Blah blah blah. I love you. She gave him a whole speech, right? And what do you know? Tafaza loves this girl, guys. Honestly, he loves her. They've been together for years. They've been through a lot, right? So he's like, cool. You know what? I forgive you, and I understand where you're coming from. And yeah, we will pick up where we left off when I come back. We'll keep our long distance thing going, and then we will come back and regroup, right? That was the plan. Cool. So they are back together now. And then she left. Then Grace, she was hearing the whole conversation. So Grace, she comes back. Oh, I don't go on the game, but they have to continue the game. Then she, like, you can tell now that her mood is not the same. She's not bubbly anymore. She's not cutesy and feely, and she's just like and then it's like so me and Melo are back together. So yeah. Then she's like, okay, yeah, I knew it. Okay. So she pretended, or she acted as if she was fine with the decision, but you could tell that deep down, girl was screaming. Girl was dying inside, because just yesterday, you were with me just yesterday. Now you're back with your girl. Hey, guys. Anyway, so fast forward, Tafaza ends up leaving. He goes to Canada, and Melo Akasara, obviously, and she's with her roommate Tanaka. Tanaka is dating. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, Tanaka was dating Tafaza's friend, right? So Tanaka was dating Tafaza's friend, and they actually wanted to get married, right? I'll get back to that one later. So Grace Akasara in that house, and Tafaza kept on paying rent, in his own part of the rent in that house for all those years, right? Because his stuff was there, right? Now, here is where things started getting weird. Tafaza sends Melo to the house, right? To his house where Grace stays. And then he tells her to go get some stuff for him. Like, I don't know what he left, what he wanted her to, oh my gosh, English. He wanted her to keep that stuff for him. So he told her to go to the house and grab that stuff. This is like maybe 6-7 months-ish later after he left. Right. So Melo and Tanaka go to the house and they knock on the door. Grace opens, obviously. Is Grace not pregnant, guys? Is Grace not heavily pregnant? Melo is like, whoa, when did this happen? And then Grace was like, it happened. Well, Then she's like, does Tafaza know that you're pregnant? And then Grace is like, why would he need to know? It's my life, and I don't think he has to know everything that's going on with my life. She's like, okay, yeah, but aren't you guys like best friends or whatever type of friends you are? Doesn't he have to know that you are pregnant? Then she's like, I'll tell him. Yeah. And then Ilona Tanaka was just like, okay, for a pure then they left. Thanks. Now, fast forward 4 years later, right? Tafaza is back. Oh, my girl Melo is happy. So Tafaza akashikira umba kwa Melo. Tafaza is happy, Melo is happy. They're even talking about, we have to start talking, like arranging our wedding. Now, Tanaka and Tafaza's friend want to get married. So they're even thinking about having a double wedding. Let's have a double wedding. Chi. It'll be vibes. This and that. Shukto fire. People are happy, right? Now, Tafaza is like, I have to go to my house. And then he tells Melo that, I haven't even told Grace that I'm back. So I want to surprise her. He's like, okay, that's nice. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, right? And then Melo is like, my mom is coming. So yeah, you get a chance to meet her, and then we can start arranging everything. Then Tafaza is like, if your mom is coming, then I can't keep staying with you here. As a sign of respect, let me go back to my house. And then when she goes, I'll come back. Right? All right. Mela akatombote, no, garaneni, no, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Tafaza insists, like, nah, let me go. It's like, okay, fine. Tafaza left. He goes to his house where Grace is still staying, right? He opens the door. He has a key. He gets in the house. Normal. right? And then there's a kid sitting on the couch. And then he's shocked to see the kid. And then he walks in, and then the kid turns. And the kid is like, Daddy. Guys, the shock of Tafaza's life. Like, what the hell? Whose kid is this? The moment he says that, Grace walks in. And then she's like, Then she just stutters, and then he grabs us like, no, you have to, whose kid is this? And why does this kid look like me? Like, what do you mean this kid looks like me like this? And you're telling it's your kid? Nah. Then she's like, well, dude, this thing happened once, and you were leaving, and I was not gonna abort my baby. And I was like, so you had a whole baby. You had my kid, and you didn't tell me? You didn't tell me? What do you mean? Make it make sense. Then she's like, well, it's my life, my baby, so yeah. But you were leaving and you have a girlfriend. The Tafaza say, not saying, I told you that whoever carries my child, I'm gonna marry that person. Like, I'm gonna marry that person. I grew up tough because my dad left my mom, so I'm not gonna do that to my kid. So I'm gonna marry you. Grace is like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna marry you. Grace is like, but you have Melo. Melo has been waiting for you for the past 4 years. In fact, back that up. It's now 11 years because you guys have been together for 7 years. And he has had abortions for you. Nah. Then Tafaza is like, Sha, my decision is final. I'm gonna marry you. This kid is gonna grow up with me as the father and me as your husband, because I'm not gonna do that to my kid. Melo good. Sorry, Grace good. Yo, okay. Guys. So now, remember this, Melo and Tanaka are already planning the double wedding vibe, right? And now Melo is calling Tafaza to start planning things, and well, the mom wants to see him, right? So Melo is like, yo, what's up? Mkomana says, I'm traveling, I'm going out of town. Guys. Then Mkomana goes MIA for like a week as Kubatika. Grace Azama Afona Adim Mkomana Kubatika. Then she decides, you know what? Let me go to the house. Let me go to the house and see for myself what's going on. Does she not get to the house, guys? Does she not see wedding pictures? Oh, God. Does she not see wedding pictures? Melo saw Tafaza and Grace's wedding pictures in that house. Guys, the shock. Guys, that girl cried. Oh, Manaka Chemaye. She's like, so this is why you have ghosted me. We're in the middle of planning our wedding, and you marry her? And then the kid walks in. Guys, this kid had an art of showing up when it's necessary. Then this kid shows up. And then to Melo's disgrace, this kid is Tafaza's kid. And she's like, what happened? What happened? Then Tafaza's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It was that time when you and I were not good. And then, oh, this one, that one. And then now I just come back. And now I've seen that the baby is mine. And you know how I grew up. I can't let this kid grow up without me. Yada, yada, yada. This one, that. Guys, Grace cried. Oh, sorry. Melo cried. She cried like 5 abortions, 7 years, 5 abortions, plus 4 years of waiting for you, and you're going to marry another woman because she has your kid, and you can't have your kid grow up without you? What about me? What about those 5 abortions? What about me? What about the 11 years I'm waiting for you? What about me? God. Tafaza ain't sorry. Like, there was nothing he could say. Like, there was literally nothing he could say. He was absolutely broken. And then Melo left. She went home. Hey, she started crying. Tanaka now, mfesi wake awuya. Remember, Tanaka was dating, she was about to marry Tafaza's friend. So the boyfriend comes and is like, what's going on? What's up? And then Tanaka is angry at her boyfriend. And she's like, oh, so you knew everything that was happening. You knew Kuti Tafaza is going to marry Grace and she has a baby for him and you didn't tell me, blah, blah. And the boyfriend is like, dude, what are you talking? I have no idea. Since Tafaza came back from Canada, I haven't even seen him. Okay? I haven't even talked to him. What are you talking about? I don't want to talk to you, Shawan. You. And the wedding might even be off. Kukambira sadza risiri rako naimi. Kutora amwa sadza rimba kwenyu neuti hanzipa next door pafiwa. Anyway, so Grace vakutogara naTafadzwa. Melo atongosara pachena. Now Tanaka is telling Melo that, you see, I told you, my guy, I told you, do not abort this baby. But you wakaita naro. Now see, you could have been having your baby by now, and then Tafaza would have come back and married you still. But you wakaita naro. But anyway, you have to take heart and just accept your losses and just let these guys be, because what are you gonna do now? Guys. Then I think Melo brains and Zatombo twisted a little bit. She went to their house again. She went dressed up in some lingerie, type of vibe. And she's like, oh, Tafaza, oh my gosh, come on now. It's me, it's your girl. Come on. Tafaza's like, nah, I can't do that. I'm married now. What? Guys. Kuramba muriwo, guys. And I'm married now. I can't do that anymore. Like, you have to put yourself together and move on with your life. Move on with what? What am I moving on with? Moving on to where? To who? What do you mean? What do you mean I can move on? Like, you literally have left me after 11 years and 5 abortions. Where do you want me to go? How will I even pick up my life? Like, Dotangra Papi. Where? Like, guys, this girl cried. She cried and cried and cried. And then eventually she left. And then Tanaka later on spoke to her mans. And then, the man was like, dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. And then she later on forgave him because and Tafaza and the friend met up, and then the friend was like, dude, what happened? And then he explained, oh, this one, that one, the usual yada yada. And then he was like, so I had to marry her because I can't let my kid live out of wedlock. I live that life and I don't want that for my kid. And then the friend was like, bro, if my girlfriend breaks up with me because of you, even in no peace upon. So yeah, guys, that's the story. Guys, let me know what you think. Because I am still angry. This is beyond acrimony, guys. This is beyond This is beyond acrimony. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? I feel like this, like Tafaza, Grace. I feel like Grace shouldn't have done it, guys. I feel like Grace shouldn't have agreed to. I don't know, because make it make sense. How do you live with a guy who left a girl he was with for 11 years, 5 abortions? I mean, I don't understand. I really don't understand. And Tafaza, guys. So yeah, guys, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have learned something, and just let me know in the comments what you think. Let's have an acrimony argument. Who was in the wrong? Who was in the right? And I forgot to put a disclaimer. If you think this story is about you, or if you think the people in this story, best believe it's not you and it's not about you, because this is a movie. If you guys want to watch the movie for yourselves, just let me know. And I am hoping for a sequel, because there is no way they left us hanging like that. And it's a Nigerian movie for that matter. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you would want me to do more of these stories, because I personally don't have any more stories, like personal stories to tell, but I can tell you movie stories, like the movies that are appalling, those movies that will just shake you. Those are the ones that I can tell you. So let me know if you want more of these movie stories, and then I can do that. So please don't forget to comment, to like, and to share this story if you really enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed the drive as well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.